Good morning. My question is to the Premier. We need to make life more affordable for families in Ontario. Under this Liberal government, costs have gone up and families haven't seen a real raise in over a decade. The Liberals' too fast, too soon policies have cost people their jobs and led to hours being cut for many others. We can make real change, but real change that is affordable for the people of Ontario, particularly for young families. Mr. Speaker, will the Premier lower taxes for those in need and make life more affordable?
Thank you. Premier.
So, Mr. Speaker, there are two things in that question that I think we need to understand. First is that the member opposite does not believe that people who are working 40 hours a week at a minimum wage job should be able to feed themselves or their families. The member opposite believes that $15 an hour is too rich, Mr. Speaker, for people, and that we should take that money back from people. We don't believe that, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite also believes that it is possible to have less money coming into the Treasury. She believes.
The member from Haldimand Norfolk is warned. Finish, please.
She believes that cutting taxes and saying to people, you just fend for yourselves, you'll be okay, that's the way that we should go forward. That is the opposite of what we believe, Mr. Speaker. People need more care, and government needs to be a part of providing for people the things that they can't do by themselves.
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Thank you. Supplementary.
Well, the Premier's been running around like Oprah, giving everybody what they want with other people's money, and she's got a massive, massive deficit that's going to be coming, and we know it's going to be a substantial deficit because her government has boasted about this deficit.
Stop that. The Minister of Energy is warned. Someone else was really close. Carry on.
But this Oprah style of management for the government is not going to work. What Ontario doesn't need is more Liberal waste, mismanagement and scandal. Instead of spending more for Liberal insiders, we should be making life more affordable for everyone in the province of Ontario. Mr. Speaker, why does the Premier not care?
Question.
Why is she comfortable in costing these people jobs? And why won't she lower taxes and make life more affordable for regular folks?
Thank you. Premier.
You know, Mr. Speaker, the children and their parents who were in the room this morning when we were talking about free preschool childcare, they don't think of themselves as insiders to anyone. They think of themselves as people who need some support because they're making decisions about whether to have another child because they don't know whether they can afford childcare. And you know, the Minister of Education and who has responsibility for childcare has been working on a plan for over a year, Mr. Speaker. She's listened to people across the province, and if you go through Hansard, Mr. Speaker, I think it would be pretty clear if you listen to the questions from the other side. Questions about why isn't there more support for mental health? Questions about why isn't there more support for hospitals? Questions about why isn't there more support for my project in my riding coming from across the floor, Mr. Speaker? You know what? People in every corner of this province, whether they're represented by a Conservative or an NDP or a Liberal, are looking for support to do the things that they can't do by themselves. That's